श्रीपाद श्रीवल्लभत्वं सदैव श्रीदत्तास्मान् पाहि देवाधिदेव भावग्राह्य क्लेशहारिं सुकीर्ते घोरात् कष्टात् उद्धरास्मान् नमस्ते। त्वं नो माता त्वं पिता प्तोऽधिपस्त्वं त्राता योग क्षेमकृत् सद्गुरुस्त्वं त्वं सर्वस्वं नो प्रभो विश्वमूर्ते घोरात् कष्टात् उद्धरास्मान् नमस्ते। पापं तापं व्याधिमादिं च दैन्यं भीतिं क्लेशं त्वं हराशुत्वदन्यम् त्रातारन्नो वीक्ष ईशास्त्रजूर्ते घोरात् कष्टात् उद्धरास्मान् नमस्ते। नान्यस्त्राता न पिता न भर्ता त्वत्तो देव त्वं शरण्योकहर्ता कुर्वात्रेयानुग्रहं पूर्णराते घोरात् कष्टात् उद्धरास्मान् नमस्ते। धर्मे प्रीतिं सन्मतिं देवभक्तिं सत्सङ्गाप्तिं देहि भुक्तिं च मुक्तिं भावासक्तिं चाखिलानन्दमूर्ते घोरात् कष्टात् उद्धरास्मान् नमस्ते। श्लोकपञ्चकमेतद्यो लोकमङ्गलवर्धनम् प्रपठेन्नियतो भक्त्या श्रीदत्तप्रियो भवेत् श्रीदत्तप्रियो भवेत् श्रीदत्तप्रियो भवेत् श्रीदत्तप्रियो भवेत्। श्रीपादराजं शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीपाद श्रीवल्लभ चरितामृतम Chapter 44 Description of Golden Pithikapura. Shri Bhaskara Pandit requested us to stay that night also in their house and listen to the divine history of Sri Sreepada. Next day, after finishing our ablutions and other daily rites, we went to the temple of Sri Tripurantakeshwara. In that temple, Shri Bhaskara Pandit explain vividly about Sri Sreepada. The birthplace of Sri Sreepada. My dear ones, Sri Sreepada is verily the personification of Shiva. After disappearing in Pithikapuram, he reached Kashi town. He took bath in river Ganga. With his advent in Sri Pithikapuram, he gave thrust for the earthly nature to proceed forward. Therefore, the earth in his birthplace in Pithikapuram received live consciousness. So, his divine Padukas will be established in the Mahasamsthana, which is to be founded there in future after some centuries. There, the earth becomes alive and gradually enliven the entire earth. People in those places receiving awakening will be attracted to Pithikapur on account of the divine power of attraction. So, we must understand that the yajna of Prithvi Tattva performed by him started from Pithikapuram. All those places where he moved or where he will be awakened without our knowledge. Those who step in those places will be definitely attracted by that divine power. Not only that, every person has the element of earth in him. This will have the attributes of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and Gandha, that is sound, touch, form, taste and smell. So, when we think in terms of yoga, those people in whose bodies earthly element is aroused from his divine compassion will surely be drawn towards Pithikapur. Then I questioned, Sir, can people in this world in whom the Prithvi Tattva in their bodies is awakened be able to come physically to Pithikapur? The greatness of Golden Pithikapuram. He smiled and said, Your question is reasonable. There is Golden Pithikapur as there is physical Pithikapur. Golden Pithikapur spreads as far as the physical Pithikapur extends. Golden Pithikapur is purely constructed with consciousness. When that matter related to that consciousness is grown in the seeker, he becomes a resident of the Golden Pithikapur. Several thousands of great mansions built with consciousness abound in Golden Pithikapur. Yogis and great persons live in that Golden Pithikapur and enjoy ineffable bliss. However, it is not visible to the physical eyes. Golden Pithikapur is visible only to yogic eyes and eyes of wisdom. Distinguishing landmarks of Kashi. Pilgrimage of Panchakosha. In the same manner, there is Golden Kashi. Golden Kashi, built with material of consciousness, extends up to the extent to which physical Kashi town spreads. It was said, Kashi yatram gamishyami traiva nivasamyaham iti bruvana satatam Kashi vasa phalam labhet. To the person who always says that he is going to Kashi and lives there, the fruits of residing in Kashi are obtained. One should constantly retain Kashi Vishveshwara in mind for his consciousness to dwell in Golden Kashi and to derive His grace. What is there that is not to be understood? There is Pithikapur composed of elements which is connected to your Annamaya Kosha, that is the sheath of food. In the same way, Kashi composed of 5 elements exists. Pranamaya Pithikapuram related to Pranamaya Kosha, that is the sheath of life force, exists. In the same way, Pranamaya Kashi exists. Manomaya Pithikapura related to Manomaya Kosha, that is the sheath of mind, is there. Same is the case with Manomaya Kashi. Vijnanamaya Pithikapura connected to Vijnanamaya Kosha, that is the sheath of wisdom, exists. Vijnanamaya Kashi is there. Anandamaya Pithikapura related to Anandamaya Kosha, that is the sheath of bliss, exists. Similarly, Anandamaya Kashi exists. I call this Anandamaya Pithikapura as Golden Pithikapura. I call this Anandamaya Kashi as Golden Kashi. Then I said, Sir, I am an ignorant one. Kindly explain this matter. Some say that Panchakosha Yatra in Kashi gives great result. What is it? Bhaskara Pandit said like this, My child, Panchakosha Yatra is merely a physical pilgrimage. In reality, our consciousness should travel through 5 Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya and Anandamaya Koshas, that is repositories. This is the profound esoteric divine secret in this. By the grace of Sri Sreepada, the spiritual seekers gain the strength to make Panchakosha Yatra. Therefore, he conducts the 5 great yajnas relating to the 5 elements with his yogic power. As a symbol of these 5 great yajnas, he holds darbar in Panchadeva Pahad near Kurugadde. Divine secrets can be understood only by strict spiritual seekers and those with yogic sight. They will not at all be understood by ordinary men. Sri Sreepada took bath in Ganga. Then Mother Ganga appeared before him and requested him to take bath in Ganga river every day. Sri Sreepada gave boon to Mother Ganga that he would bathe in Ganga daily. The consciousness of Mother Ganga will be in 5 koshas, that is, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya and Anandamaya koshas. Then I said, Noble one, Mother Ganga is watery form. How can she have 5 sheaths? I do not understand it. Bhaskara Pandit said like this smilingly, Child, deities are personification of mantras. They do not have physical shapes. Mantras are the power forms of Shabda Brahma. Mother Ganga means a deity in the form of power and consciousness. She is the patron deity of the physical form of Ganga river in a state of close identity. It means it is a goddess in the form of consciousness. In the same way, when it is mentioned as Surya Bhagavan, it means the divine form in the state of consciousness in close identity with an orb called Surya in the firmament. You must note this nicety of dharma and the profound divine secret. There is watery nature in humans. To purify that watery nature, he proposed to perform Jala Yajna. So he wanted to bathe in Ganga daily in Kashi. By this yogic exercise, all rivers in physical state are sanctified. All sacred rivers will be rid of their impurities and get sanctified. All great rivers like Ganga become polluted because of sinful humans taking bath in them. When great persons, holy persons, and Chaitanya Swarupas bathe in those rivers again become sanctified. The inner meaning of the Jala Yajna performed by him is to purify the watery nature flowing in the form of fluid in the bodies of living organisms. Divine Emperor Sripada Srivallabha, by the mere movement of hand, creates, protects, and destroys crores and crores of universes. He is the real Lord Datta, an embodiment of the Trinity. In compliance with the promise given to sage Bharadwaja in Treta Yuga, he incarnated in the lineage of Bharadwaja in the playful guise of a human being in the holy place Pithikapuram, where Savitra Kathaka Chayanam was performed. The aim of his incarnation was to bless Maha Siddhas and Maha Yogis and uplift Dharma through them. His promise to be born in the name of Narasimha Saraswati turned out to be true in respect of every letter of the promise. Those who doubt that divine promise, those who ridicule the incarnation of Sripada will take birth as ghosts. He told many a time that those ghosts possess weak and unfortunate people, and that he will grant relief to those ghosts in Gandharva Nagara in his form as Narasimha Saraswati. Those who doubt his divine sayings go to hells like Raurava. The book Sripada Srivallabha Charitaamritha written by you is a book where every letter of it is true. This will be translated into many languages. This great sacred hagiography confers abundant auspicious results in whatever language it is devotedly read. That great Lord averred that he would elect worthy people to translate Charitaamritha, and during the time of translation also, his special compassionate looks will be on the translator. The Lord added that even when this book is kept in the room of worship and worshipped there, his mercy is obtained. And in Kali Yuga, by the Parayana of this book, it is possible to gain all auspicious developments. Therefore, it is only a lame excuse that you are writing this book. His auspicious lotus feet are making you write this book. Then I said, O noble-minded one, what you said is quite appropriate. I am not a scholar. Moreover, I am not having any knowledge about Vedas and Vedantic subjects. It is a matter of great surprise and happiness to me that this great stupendous task is carried out by this ignorant one. For that, Bhaskara Pandit remarked, the policy of Lord Datta is only that. It is a regular sportive diversion for him to cure diseases with prohibited materials and to conduct extraordinary works through totally ignorant people. It is a divine pastime. That is his nature. It is a proof of his divine power. Once, an ascetic came to the Kukkuteshwara temple. Sri Sreepada was a small child at that time. Sri Narasimhavarma, Sri Painda Venkatappaya Shreshthi took Sri Sreepada in a horse carriage to Kukkuteshwara temple. That sannyasi was in a state of meditation in Kukkuteshwara temple. Sri Sreepada suddenly questioned Sri Shreshti, "Grandfather, why this fisherman was allowed to come here?" Sri Narasimhavarma said in a low voice, "Kannaya, it should not be said like that. He is a sannyasi, and if angered, he can curse." Sripada retorted, "Will a fisherman also get angry? Is a person who emits stench of fish and who eats fish to be called a sannyasi instead of a fisherman?" Sri Sreepada had a tendency to incite people. In the meantime, that sannyasi opened his eyes. He observed that a foul odor of fish was coming from his body. He was a real sannyasi. He was thinking about the incarnation as fish of the Lord. He was thinking whether any yogic meaning was there for it. Then Sri Sreepada remarked, "Swami, there are tiny fish in your kamandalu. See how happily they are moving inside in different directions." Special grace to sannyasi. All this was very confusing to the sannyasi. Sri Sreepada looked intently at the eyes of the sannyasi. Then the sannyasi became introvert. Then he had yogic insight and found that there were small cells in blood vessels and in different humors of the body, and they looked exactly like fish. He understood that these tiny cells in the body engender different kinds of experiences. He realized that only these tiny cells in the shape of fish cause smell to the nose. In the same way, very small cells which trace taste are in the shape of fish. He wondered, "Oh, is this the action of incarnation as fish?" He learned that if one gets the knowledge about very tiny cells which follow the scent of smells at Mooladhara, he will get the power to control all odors in the world. He became extrovert and smiled. Sri Sreepada also smiled. That sannyasi fell on the auspicious feet of Sri Sreepada. Sri Sreepada blessed. Then pleasant fragrance was spreading from the body of the sannyasi. Sannyasi understood that this was the yogic procedure employed by sage Paraasara to change Matsya Gandhi as Yojana Gandhi. Sweet smells waft from the bodies of Pativratas. That is why they are called Swasinis. Sri Sreepada silently taught that sannyasi that when all experiences in the body change and are filled with fragrance, physical changes also occur, spreading fragrant smells. He is a divine reveler. Then Sri Sreepada said like this, "You know about the incarnation of fish. The incarnation of tortoise is the foundation for the divine nature and demonic nature. Devas and Danavas placed the Mandara mountain on the back of the tortoise, which hides its head in the outer shell. You will become a great yogi if you become an introvert. On the other hand, if you turn as an extrovert, you will amass all bad qualities and become a demon. When you change as an extrovert, someone will pierce your head. You will die. If you want to remain as an immortal, you must withdraw into yourself. Practice yoga. You must be released from the bonds of karma." Victory! Victory to Sri Sreepada Srivallabha. Here ends the 44th chapter of Sripada Srivallabha Charitaamritham.
त्रिगुणात्मक त्रैमूर्ति दत्ता हा जाणा, त्रिगुणी अवतार त्रैलोक्य राणा, नेति नेति शब्द ये अनुमाना, सुरवर मुनि जन योगी समाधि नय ध्याना. जय देव जय श्री गुरुदत्ता, आरती ओ वाळीता हरली भव चिंता. जय देव जय श्री गुरुदत्ता, श्री स्वामी गुरुदत्ता, आरती ओ वाळीता हरली भव चिंता. जय देवा. सभायभ्यंतरी तू एक दत्ता, आभाग्यासी कैची न कळे ही माता. पराही परतळी तेथे कैचा हा हेत, जन्मा मरणाच्या पूर्णासे अंता. जय देव जय श्री गुरुदत्ता, आरती ओ वाळीता हरली भव चिंता. जय देव जय श्री गुरुदत्ता, श्री स्वामी गुरुदत्ता, आरती ओ वाळीता हरली भव चिंता. जय देवा. दत्ता येऊनिया उभा ठाकला, सद्भावे साष्टांगे प्रणिपात केला. प्रसन्न होई आशीर्वाद दिगला, जन्मा मरणाचा फेरा चुकविला. जय देव जय श्री गुरुदत्ता, आरती ओ वाळीता हरली भव चिंता. जय देव जय श्री गुरुदत्ता, श्री स्वामी गुरुदत्ता, आरती ओ वाळीता हरली भव चिंता. जय देवा. दत्ता ऐसे लागले ध्याना, हर फले मन झाले उन्माना. मी तू फळाची झाली बोळवाडा, एता जनार्दनी श्री दत्ता ध्याना. जय देव जय श्री गुरुदत्ता, आरती ओ वाळीता हरली भव चिंता. जय देव जय श्री गुरुदत्ता, श्री स्वामी गुरुदत्ता, आरती ओ वाळीता हरली भव चिंता. जय देव आरती ओ वाळीता हरली भव चिंता. जय देव आरती ओ वाळीता हरली भव चिंता. जय देव आरती ओ वाळीता